Okay, so yesterday may be the biggest day for film news that we've gotten in quite some time, but maybe for not the reason that you're thinking of. A couple days ago, we got a leak showing a brand new Kodacolor film, and well, as of yesterday, Kodak announced they're releasing Kodacolor 100 and Kodacolor 200 and showed a variety of different images with that. Yes, they look cool, but when you examine the text a bit closer, there's an important note worth catching. Quote, all these films are sub-brands of existing Kodak films and offer the same high quality you've come to expect from Kodak. To me, this pretty plainly states that this isn't a new emulsion and thus new film, but rather existing film already. However, to a lot of people, it appears that it is propped up to be this new emulsion, and a lot of people, I think, are a bit fooled and duped into thinking that this is a brand new color emulsion from Kodak. Which, if you know anything about film, you've definitely heard of Kodacolor before, as it was probably the most popular and accessible color film stocks for much of our grandparents' and parents' times alive as younger adults. Okay, so the question that begs to ask itself is, what films are these, and why is Kodak rolling it out in this way? First, let's start with, what are these? From this product page, we can see that Kodacolor 200 appears to be rope-in with Colorplus 200, appearing to be a reskin of the same film, which will make a lot more sense later on. As for Kodacolor 100, well, it could be a variety of different things. The most likely thing, in my opinion, is that this is the same film that Kodak is selling to Lomography to make their Lomo 100 film, which is also known as GA100. Alternatively, this could also be a rebranded version of ProImage, being sold by Eastman, both which I think are probably about equal chances of being true. However, I'm not sure we'll get that info from Kodak anytime soon, but once we get some charts for the film and the negatives back, well, we'll be able to tell then. That, or we'll see ProImage get discontinued, and then we'll know that this new 100 speed film is indeed rebranded ProImage. Which, might I add, I'm actually digging all the branding and packaging on these bad boys. Definitely gives you a retro yet sleek modern vibe to it, which is cool. Okay, so if these aren't new film emulsions, then what's the point of Kodak doing this? Why not just keep Colorplus, and why not keep ProImage as they are? Well, it's a relatively simple answer, but it gets pretty complicated with Kodak's current business venture or split ups amongst the two companies. Kodak, as we know it, is split into two different distinct companies, Eastman and Alaris. Eastman is the company and manufacturer based in Rochester that actually makes and manufactures all this film and cinema film. Alaris is a separate company that sells film that Eastman produces through an exclusive rights deal that formed in 2013 out of the ashes of one of Kodak's many bankruptcies. Alaris is also the company we see bringing us Kodak branded products, clothing, and other more niche goods like the Chimera and stuff like that. Now, I'm not entirely sure, as well as pretty much nobody to my understanding, the details of how Eastman is able to kind of go behind Alaris's back and sell straight from manufacturer to film retailers, which is certainly good for us, and I'll get to that in a second. As per this patent document, Eastman is the sole owner of the Kodachrome name, and if you look at the packaging, it's using Eastman-specific logos, making it seem quite clear that this has nothing to do with Alaris, which, again, I'm not entirely sure how this works legally, but hey, I won't argue. Now, to be completely honest, despite the hype and excitement, initially I was kind of disappointed by this. It felt like Kodak was trying to pull a fast one on us and sell us the same film available, just with a new package, but I don't necessarily think that's the case as I've sat and pondered with it. For my empirical data, aka my assumptions, and being fairly plugged in into the community, Colorplus and ProImage and the GA100, the Lomo 100 film, are not very popular, and if I was a betting man, they're probably the least popular of all color negative films, partially due to the popularity of other films, but also, let's be honest, the packaging for either doesn't necessarily yearn to be shot. So I think it's safe to assume that Kodak is doing anything it can to reinvent and rebrand this film to get it into the hands of consumers, even if they're being a little devious with it. But I'm sure you guys are wondering, how does this affect Kodak and ultimately us as consumers? Well, as of now, with no more details about how it'll affect Kodak, Alaris, Eastman, the current film lineup, pricing, etc., not really sure. What I do know is that getting the selling power out of the hands of Alaris and into the hands of Eastman is definitely a good thing overall. Alaris is owned by a big private equity firm, which I'm not convinced has long-term film growth and the health of our subculture at the forefront of their objectives, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. And to be honest, since they've acquired Alaris, they've done nothing bad and pretty much only good things, so perhaps I'm being a bit pessimistic here, but getting the control back into the hands of Eastman, who's actually making the product, so they can hopefully dictate the future of film products, I guess just better, is undoubtedly a good thing. Now, will this follow suit, and will we be seeing the professional line of Kodak being sold by Eastman? I'm not entirely sure, and I'm not sure how legally that would work. Or will Eastman just be selling these with the Alaris, Colorplus, and ProImage films? Or will the OG stocks of ProImage and Colorplus disappear entirely, replaced by these? I'm not entirely sure yet, but once I know, you guys will be the first to know, so make sure you subscribe and like, and stay tuned for more film content coming soon. So what's the TLDR of this, and what's next? Well, long story short, the new Kodachrome is Kodak giving their old, less popular film stocks a shot in the arm to give some of these juice and revigorate to a new audience. Eastman Kodak is seemingly also getting some more control over their own manufacturing, which is definitely a good thing. I mean, think about it. As of now, Kodak Eastman makes it, sells it to Alaris, who sells it to a film company, you know, like a film retailer or whatever, who then sells it to us. So there's just a lot of jumping through hoops for film. So I think eliminating one of the middlemen out of it is yeah, objectively a good thing for us as consumers, and hopefully will drive price down. And like I said, give Eastman some more control over future film stocks we'll be seeing. As of now, I ordered 2 rolls of each, so I'll definitely be shooting and making a video ASAP for you guys, so stay tuned for that as well. Otherwise, I'd love to see this Kodachrome 100, especially if it's ProImage 100, come to medium format. There's currently not really a budget-friendly 100 speed color medium format film out there. Ektar, which is, you know, definitely more pricey and doesn't lean into portrait style photography, and then you have Portra 160, which isn't a true 100 ISO film. So yeah, I would love to see a more budget-friendly 100 speed medium format film, and hopefully we'll be seeing that from Kodak soon. I definitely wouldn't hold my breath though, as they definitely have to figure out all their debt issues before they can be diving too far into new products for us, which makes sense. From here, hopefully Kodak can bring a new 800 speed film, or a true 1600 ISO color film would be absolutely bananas, and I think many of us would lose our minds over it, and I think that could reinvigorate a whole new film renaissance when it comes to shooting, and yeah, it'd be great to see. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this quick news video. I thought this was pertinent to talk about, as I saw a lot of opinions online that were I guess just wrong and kind of misguided, so I figure I would come on here and hopefully give some clarity to this. Film photography is already really confusing, and it feels like you have to have some type of degree in journalism to figure out which film is what and how it all works together. So the more I can help you guys, the better off we both are. Alright, this is going to do it for this one, guys. Stay tuned for a news video coming this weekend. Till the next one, stay safe, stay shooting. Adios.